Imagine countries holding strategies so unthinkable, so politically radioactive that even their declassified archives refuse to acknowledge them. Plans that, if triggered, could erase entire cities, shift entire borders, or rewrite global alliances overnight. Plans crafted in rooms without windows by committees that were never supposed to exist, and stored in files whose only instruction was, leave no trace. Today, we open the forbidden files, the hidden geopolitical shadows that have shaped the last century without a single public vote, without a single public debate, and without leaving any fingerprints. During the 1956 Suez Crisis, certain British documents received a bizarre, almost absurd stamp, not to be kept, not secret, not for official use only, but literally, destroy this the moment you read it. According to a story whispered among archivists, one man refused. He hid a metal box beneath an old maintenance corridor under London. Inside that box was said to be an alternative map, one where France, the UK, and Israel would divide Egypt's coastline into administrative sectors. Different colors, different labels, so if the Middle East was a board game, and the Soviet Union issued its nuclear warning, the plan evaporated. But the map? The map vanished long before. Fast forward to 1993. During a routine remodeling of a government building, a worker finds an unregistered folder. Inside is what looks like a torn corner of that same forbidden map. A corner showing nothing but a coastline, a hand-drawn arrow, and the initials of a British officer whose name was never officially connected to the Suez Crisis. 40 minutes later, 2 officials arrive, confiscate the folder, and remove it from the building. It was never logged. It was never seen again. This wasn't just about hiding history. It was about erasing it. What was on that map that was so dangerous, even a torn corner had to be buried forever? Let's jump to 1971, during escalating tensions in South Asia. A U.S. Navy official leaked a protocol whispered among the 7th Fleet. Its name, it's a Dragon time window. It was a hidden countdown, exactly 27 minutes. If India crossed a certain maritime boundary, the fleet could begin a full-scale engagement before the president even confirmed an order. Think about that. Secret timer, ticking down to a potential war, completely bypassing the official chain of command. Not because they wanted the power, but because they feared losing the conflict if they waited for Washington. In 2003, a retired Pentagon analyst revealed that the timer had been activated twice more in later crises. He never explained whether those windows were canceled or if they were allowed to tick all the way down to 0. We were left with a terrifying question. How many times has the world come within minutes of a major conflict, completely unaware that a secret clock was even running? The silence from official sources is deafening. Now, let's travel to Turkey. Turkey has over 200 known underground cities. Most are ancient archaeological wonders. But one discovered in 2014 changed everything. What looked like ruins turned out to be a sprawling modern complex with blast-proof doors, advanced ventilation shafts, and chambers designed to withstand chemical attacks. Within hours, the Ministry of Defense sealed the entire site. The local mayor later admitted, completely off the record, that military personnel emerged from the site carrying equipment that looked far too modern to be accidentally buried. So, if ancient cities were hiding modern military bases, who built them? Why disguise them as ruins? Suggests a secret infrastructure, hidden in plain sight, ready for a conflict we know nothing about. It's a strategy of deep deception, blending the ancient world with the modern battlefield. The official story is archaeology. The unofficial reality might be something far more alarming. Our next stop is Italy, and its forgotten Kylene. This network of tunnels was believed to be a relic of World War II, abandoned, flooded, and irrelevant. Until 2017, a group of urban explorers found a 5-kilometer tunnel section that didn't fit the historical record. It had German wiring, Swiss engineering markings, and construction techniques belonging to none of the armies officially recorded in the region. A corridor built by 3 countries that publicly denied collaborating at the time. And yet the tunnel exists, silent, unclaimed, and mysteriously intact. It's a physical monument to a secret alliance, a backdoor built for troops and supplies, connecting nations that swore they were neutral or even opposed. It proves that what happens on the surface, what is written in treaties and declared in speeches, is often just a performance. The real alliances, the real plans, are sometimes carved into stone, deep underground, where no one is meant to look. Across all of these stories, the same pattern emerges: hidden infrastructures, erased maps, backdoor alliances, and operations designed to never reach the public eye. It leads to a disturbing truth. If the public doesn't know, the public cannot judge. And if it cannot judge, geopolitics becomes nothing more than a theatrical performance. One where the real scripts are written somewhere else entirely, by actors we never get to see. These are not conspiracy theories. These are fragments of a hidden reality, pieced together from leaks, whispers, and forgotten files. But none of these secrets compare to what comes next. Because what's coming isn't a forgotten map, an erased tunnel, or a sealed underground base. What's coming is a covert operation connecting 3 continents to ancient rivals, and a pact that, according to one witness, designed the modern world map long before the world knew it had changed. This is the story that ties everything together, the master plan that makes all the other secrets look like footnotes. Stay with us. You won't want to miss this. Thanks for watching, and if you find these hidden histories as fascinating as we do, make sure you're subscribed. The biggest secret is yet to come. Have you ever heard of Operation Meridian? You won't find it in any official history book. The name first surfaced in an off-camera confession from a retired intelligence officer. He claimed it wasn't some Cold War relic designed to prevent conflict, but something far more ambitious, born in the final years of that era. Its goal: to quietly engineer the next world order. Imagine the world divided into 3 zones. The first, a core zone that must remain stable at all costs. The second, a buffer zone, allowed to destabilize whenever necessary to serve the core's interests. And the third, a pressure valve zone designed to absorb global tensions, conflicts, and crises, preventing them from boiling over into the stable core. No nation has ever admitted to such a pact. And yet, when you look at how the world's crises unfold, there's a suspicious rhythm to it all, almost as if they're following an unseen template. The story gets deeper. A former diplomat, speaking under strict anonymity, described a secret meeting in 1990. In a quiet, undisclosed location, 2 religious leaders sat across from each other. For 1,000 years, their faiths had been historic enemies. But on that day, they weren't spiritual authorities. They were geopolitical negotiators. Their mission wasn't peace or reconciliation. It was influence. They were there to sign off on a series of cultural corridors. On paper, these were harmless humanitarian programs, academic exchange deals, and infrastructure partnerships. Innocuous, right? But decades later, those very same corridors became the superhighways for covert intelligence operations. They were used to channel proxy financing into conflicts, to spread specific ideologies, and to project power without ever firing a shot. A student exchange program in one country could become a recruitment pipeline for intelligence assets. A new railway built with foreign investment in another could be designed to move military hardware just as easily as civilian goods. The seeds of influence planted in 1990 grew into a forest of hidden control. Then there's the mystery of the missing satellite transmission of 1988. It was a ghost signal, an electronic whisper caught by 4 separate listening stations around the globe. In their logs, it was simply marked anomaly. Within hours, every record of it, from every national archive, was erased. But whispers persist. Rumor has it that the transmission wasn't just noise. It was a coordinate matrix, a digital blueprint of future borders for the next 100 years. It allegedly detailed which regions were designated to change, which nations could be partitioned, and which borders must remain frozen, no matter the political pressure. Think about what happened in the 1990s. A cascade of sudden political recognitions of new states, hastily arranged referendums on independence, and flaring territorial disputes that seemed to come out of nowhere. The chilling part? Many of these events occurred in the exact order that the Phantom Matrix allegedly listed. It was as if someone was working through a checklist, ticking off one geopolitical change after another, following a script written in the stars and beamed down to Earth. The evidence isn't just in whispers and rumors. In Eastern Europe, a former state archivist came forward with his own story. After the fall of the Iron Curtain, he was ordered to destroy a file labeled Meridian Corrections. His superiors told him it was outdated. Cold War contingency planning, nothing of importance. But his curiosity got the better of him. Before incinerating the file, he hit a single page. He described that page as the most terrifying document he had ever read. It predicted the controlled fragmentation of an entire region, but not through open warfare. No tanks, no invasions. The plan was far more subtle. It detailed a 15-year strategy of managed decline. It would start with economic decay, engineered through targeted financial policies and trade deals that would slowly strangle local industries. Then came the media engineering. Foreign-owned news outlets would be established, gradually shifting public opinion and polarizing society. Finally, cultural polarization would be amplified, pitting ethnic and social groups against each other, creating fractures that would make a unified state impossible. Over the next 15 years, that region collapsed almost exactly as the document described. It wasn't a tragedy. It was a procedure. Quietly, systematically, precisely. But perhaps the most chilling clue of all isn't from a spy, a diplomat, or an archivist. It's from an anonymous memo leaked onto an obscure online forum back in 2011. There was no signature, no context, no explanation. It was just a single line of text, a stark and simple rule. The map must appear organic. Think about that. The map must appear organic. It's a stage direction for the world. If Operation Meridian is real, then borders aren't just drawn. They're grown, cultivated like plants in a garden to look like they emerged naturally. Crises aren't random events. They're scheduled appointments on a hidden calendar. Disputes don't just erupt. They're activated, like dormant files in a computer program turned on when the time is right. If that's true, then the geopolitical world we think we understand is an illusion. It's not the result of messy diplomacy, historical chance, or the brutal chaos of war. It's the result of a plan, a meticulously crafted design written decades ago by people whose names we will never know, whose faces we will never see. They are the architects of our reality, operating from the shadows, shaping the very ground beneath our feet. And the most unsettling question isn't what they've already done, it's what comes next. If they shaped the world we live in today, what else have they shaped that we haven't discovered yet? What other plans are unfolding right now, right before our eyes, that we've been conditioned to see as just ... the way things are? Thank you for watching this episode of Shadow Legends. If you want more hidden history, more forbidden archives, and more mysteries the world tried to bury, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your theories in the comments below. What do you think? Is Operation Meridian real? Or is it the greatest conspiracy that never was? This is Shadow Legends, and we'll see you in the next chapter.